Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to another episode of our Inventions modded Minecraft Let's Play series. If you recall last episode, we started setting up for Pneumaticcraft. We got the pressure chamber set up over here, and just made a little bit of compressed iron. It was mainly a setup type episode. We got this gauge set up so that it throttles, you know, these two compressors on and off. I did set up 3 more compressors, as well as reset up that one that blew up at the end of last episode. And the way I have this set up is just these two are affected by the redstone, so they're just going to throttle on and off as the pressure you know, builds up. Now, I did notice running these vortex tubes does use a bit of pressure, so I've kept these 3 running constant. And if you notice by the redstone, it's enough that it just, you know, constantly throttles on and off, so it works out fine. I did remove the other vortex tube from this for right now. Until we're using this, it was just draining way too much pressure, so I'm just going to alternate for now between having it hooked up for the refinery and having it hooked up for the plastic mixer. I also added a couple additional refinery blocks because I found out that's really the best way to go, is just go ahead and make all 4 of them. Because that way it's making all 4 of the liquids at once. It's making the diesel, the LPG, the kerosene, I think, or something like that, and gasoline. I don't know. We'll find out in a little bit. I also found an oil deposit over there that I just made just running 1 bucket through the refinery. We're going to go over there. I've got a pump system pretty much like the one we set up in the nether, set up over there with a chunk loader and a reinforced portable tank. It's just filling it up for now. So that's the main thing I've done. And yeah, so we'll head on over there just really quickly. Also, our base, you know, I've been tearing up that roof and those machines are all over the place and it's just a big mess, but hopefully here pretty soon we'll be moving into the base. I've kind of started planning it out, building it. I've got the basic floor plans drawn up and everything. So hopefully here pretty soon we'll get moved into that. And yeah, I'll cut camera when we head back. But I want to show you this oil deposit. Like I said, it's not too far out with the jetpack. I do want to upgrade our jetpack pretty soon because the tier 2 is just too slow. I mean, it's faster than running, but I'm not a big fan of it. It looks like it reached the ground here. Let's break that. And it should drop down and finish sucking all this up. I don't have a bucket on me, do I? No. I don't think I made another one after I crafted all that, the refineries and stuff. I don't have any iron on me either, do I? I've got compressed iron, but I don't think that will craft a bucket. We'll check. No, didn't think so. Okay, well, I kind of wanted to go ahead and get all this oil that's here. By the way, what you're looking for is just the BC oil is fine. That will work out alright. I think that, yeah, that should get it. Okay, so that's got all this oil deposit cleaned up. So I'm going to go ahead and, you can break these. No, you can't. Okay, well, we'll just break them with that then, that's fine. Wonder why. Okay. And this one. We'll get this all moved. And I'll try to find some more deposits. But we got 86 buckets of oil. So that should do us all right for a good while, I'd say. And we'll go ahead and remove this chunk loader. And I will meet you guys back over at the base in a minute. Okay, welcome back. So we've got that oil with us now. Let's set up, I guess we'll set it up just, well, let's see, can we put it on top and it just drain into there if we switch out that to export? Yeah, okay, so it'll hold 16 buckets at a time, and we'll just leave that there for now. I mean, we could use the oil for power, but I'd rather use it right now just to get plastic started. And this should start working through some of that oil, but it does take it a little bit. So to get our plastic, let's see, we're gonna need 1,000 millibuckets of liquid plastic per piece. Really? Let's see. Yeah, does it does seem that way. Oof. Okay. Oh, but how much liquid plastic do we get? Let's see. Okay, let me see. How much liquid plastic do we get at a time when we run it through this processing plant? 100 LPG gets us 1,000 millibuckets. Okay, so that's actually going to go a pretty decent ways. Problems: no space for fuels to be outputted. Remove any output fuels. Well, I don't have any output fuels. Okay. Well, let's see. Change that over. I guess maybe the diesel or the LPG is in the way and something else is supposed to go here. Let's see. Let's actually make us a few tanks here. Some portable tanks. Or wait a second. We have BC factory tanks. Let's do that, I think. And what we'll do, let's see, we got lots of glass. Lots and lots of glass. So let's make ourselves just a bunch of these tanks. And for now, we'll just set them up. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I kinda... Oh yeah, there's no drums in this pack, is there? No. Okay. I was gonna say, well, we could use drums, but that's a no-go. So we'll just connect this up with fluid conduits. I'm assuming that this can connect... No, I don't want it there, actually. Let's see, F7. Okay, I guess it's still lit up. We'll set this to insert, and this to extract always active. So now we've got our diesel in this one. We've got insert, extract always active. We have LPG in that one. So now it has no problem, so it'll start running through this oil. Our temperature's kind of dwindling down. I don't know why that is, but hopefully that's... Yeah, I mean, our heat's still up. It's, I don't know, maybe just removing all that liquid or something. Okay, so now we have kerosene, gasoline, and LPG. Let's see, let's actually look at upgrading our conduits, because those I hate just the standard fluid conduits. Let's use pressurized ender. What do we need for ender? Vibrant alloy. Yeah, we'll do the pressurized fluid conduits. Those are actually pretty good. The ender ones are ideal. I just don't want to blow a bunch of ender pearls to make that right now. So let's go ahead and get quite a bit of fused quartz, set it to alloys, and let that start cooking that. Now we should have... Did we use all of our conduit binder? Yes, I think so. Okay, give me just a second. I'm going to get this stuff together, and I'll be back in just a second once we have some pressurized fluid conduits. Okay, funny story. We didn't use all of our conduit binder. It was in this chest. I did get some more cooking up. Well, it will be cooking up, but so we got some in here, so that'll get us started while the rest of that cooks up. So, let's go ahead and change this over. This is mainly so that the liquid doesn't get stuck in the pipes, because that is kind of an annoyance for us. If you notice, the kerosene and gasoline and everything is getting stuck. So, let's go ahead and remove this stuff. Now, I'll be honest with you, I think instead of using those tanks, because we're not going to be able to pick those up if we want, so let's actually just make some standard portable tanks. They're not expensive, and then we can always upgrade them later on or something, but that way we can actually move them around. I don't know why. Those tanks are good for like stationary setups, but I don't really think that we need them there. So let's change that up just a little bit. Oh, I don't have any glass on me? Oh yeah, I used it all for the tanks. Duh. Okay. So, and we'll just make a portable tank for each liquid. Oh, what am I doing? And there we go. That gets that. And let's go ahead and set this up to insert. Extract always active. That'll fill that one up. This is now empty. And we can, I guess, disassemble this. Now, set another portable tank right there, and for right now let's just set this up like that. Insert, extract always active. We'll empty out that tank and then remove that. Now these pressurized fluid conduits are nice because they're going to get the liquid where it needs to go, and it's going to go quickly. So instead of getting like stuck in the pipes and all that mess, we will just be able to get it out at a decent rate. So, and extract always active. Okay, so we still have kerosene and gasoline is the other two that are being made. So I was right, actually. Surprise, surprise. Oh, and 8 is actually just enough to get this where it needs to go. What is in here right now? I can only assume... No, it's LPG. Why is it... Why is it getting stuck in this pipe? I don't understand that. I'll tell you what, let's... I have a better idea. It's probably generating it really, really quickly, so the top one and the bottom one we don't want... We want to disable those for right now, so that it'll finish filling that up. And let's see, let's pick this up, set it up here, and then pull it back off. Now it's got kerosene in it, which is what we wanted. And let's see, our kerosene is the second one, so let's go ahead and disable that one for right now, so it'll finish emptying out. And then let's put this one on, set it to insert, and no, I don't want just a standard fluid conduit, I want that conduit. No. Oh, that's kind of nice. You can just, I never knew that. You can actually just, if you want to switch, say, pressurized fluid for a standard conduit, you can just right click on it with the fluid conduit and it'll switch your conduits out. So it makes actually upgrading a whole lot easier. I never actually knew that. But okay, now we have gasoline, kerosene, LPG, and diesel. So we've got our 4 liquids here. Let's go ahead and set this up, or set this back, you know, and extract always active, extract always active, and extract always active. So now we're producing a pretty decent amount of all of these, and it is going to take a while to run through that. We still have 64 buckets in there, and if you notice, we have pretty decent numbers on all of this, which the gasoline, the kerosene, and the diesel, we can all use that as power. So once we get this thing like fully fledged and, you know, maybe a couple of these running and a good supply of oil, we could power our base on this stuff. So let me craft a bucket really quickly, so that I can move just a bucket of this liquid over. That way we can get 10 plastic cooking up. And let's see here. There's our bucket. And let's get a thing of this LPG, and we'll start running it through. Whoops. We'll need to put it in like that. Okay. And then we just need coal, which, do I have any coal left? I know I mined up a bit of it, but oh, I don't know why I'm looking there. It would be over here. No, I don't currently have any coal actually left. But that's not a problem. We'll just grab 64 coal from our EE3. And set this up to start making our plastic. Now it is going to have to heat up, it looks like. Man, I feel like, yeah, it'll be a little bit easier later on to generate heat. I believe, I know like the air compressors, these advanced air compressors, it does produce heat. So, like these ones don't. The advanced liquid compressor also produces heat. So we'll be able to actually generate a bit of our heat just with our compressors once we get some plastic. But until then, I think probably our best bet is going to be to switch these things out. I wonder why these are not wanting to. Okay, they're getting the stuff out. It's just taking it a minute. Okay. Okay. Let me. So this does require that as well. Alright. So let me switch out our vortex tube. I know it's going to shut down the refinery and all that mess, but oh no, that's not what I wanted to have happen. No, that's also not what I want to have happen. Also not. Okay. And then we'll just run a tube like, no, not like that apparently. Shoot. Got a hook in right there. Well, goodbye door. It was nice knowing you. But this will start heating up really, really quickly because we do have a lot of air pressure in there, so it's able to run at a pretty decent rate. And this is how we'll just quickly process through our LPG. I wish we actually had 1,000 there, but I think this is going to be 10 pieces of plastic, so I think that should be good for our stuff, at least to get started, you know. And there we go, that's got that. So let's just disassemble. No, stop it. Okay, and then we'll just plug this back up. No, not there. Actually, I probably could wrench it as well. But we'll let this keep running and generate us some more liquids. So we've got our 1,000 millibuckets of plastic now. So let's see, to get this stuff out, how do we do this? Okay, you can't just click on the bucket. I may have to move it actually with liquid conduits to the plastic mixer. So let's do that. Eventually we're not even going to be able to use that door. I've come to the conclusion. So let's get a bit more of the fused quartz and conduit binder. Okay. And I'm actually going to, this other conduits, we'll probably actually never use these things now. Unless it's maybe like an aqueous accumulator setup or something like that, but... Okay, so... Let's see... How do we want to do this? I guess... Tell you what, let's just put the... Oh no, that's not going to work. Shoot. I feel like we're out of like space here. Because this thing is going to require heat as well. So I guess we'll actually leave it where we had it and run our conduits up. And over. Set this to insert. Set that to extract always active. Now this should be filling up with liquid plastic. And now we just have to get the temperature up. Now real quick before we start this, let's see what kind of plastic we want to start with. Let's see, we could do the blue. Oh yeah, but we're going to need to build the assembly setup. So I'm thinking that should be our priority. We're going to need the printed circuit boards. We're going to need cyan for that. And then these we're going to need blue. Yeah, so let's just start with blue. Blue's easy anyway since we'll be using lapis. So to get our blue plastic, do we need rose red, cactus, and lapis to get blue? Or is that just always displayed? Okay, I think that's always just displayed. So let's see. Let's grab ourselves some lapis. And let's grab a stack of it. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to need. But I don't know how much this is going to take. Alright, we'll throw our lapis in there. If you notice, it kind of filled up that little blue bar there a little bit. And then let's just steal this vortex tube again. And we'll just set this down. How do we want to set this? Probably like this, and then just rotate it. And the temperature should be going up. Maybe. The hull's heating up, but the item's not heating up just yet. Okay, so this is probably going to take a little while for this one to heat up. I'm assuming... Let me try something here. I've noticed that Okay, I was thinking maybe if we blocked the cold side, it would, you know, slow that down a little bit. But I think this paint mixer just takes a little while to actually heat up, is my assumption. Or what if we actually, let's see, what if we put this on the top and had it pointing down? Oh shit. Something just exploded. Okay, that was probably because I disconnected this and the air pressure wasn't going anywhere. Whoops. Shoot. Okay, give me just a second. I'm going to get this set back up and get this all heated up and everything. Okay, welcome back. I finally managed to get some cactus. Let's see. I ended up having to go way down and found it here. But in my experience, if you go towards the snow, you'll find desert eventually. I don't know why that is, but that's just usually how it works out. I did check this village up here and checked up around about that far. But then my jetpack started running out of power, so I headed on back. But I was hoping there'd be like a cactus in a pot or something over there, but no luck on that. Wonder, can we not plant this hemp? Oh, hemp seeds, okay. Well, that doesn't work. Okay, you have to plant it on grass, it looks like. But I managed to find that. I managed to find some candelia seeds for garden trees. So we'll plant those. And let me actually grab these. I totally forgot about carrots and potatoes. Let's see. And I don't know, my internet's having issues right now, so we are this guy for now. Let's see. But I got some cactus green, and I got some in the book, so that if we need more, we can get that. I'll probably set up a cactus farm here pretty quick, because we'll need it for making plastic and whatnot. But now we should be able to make our blue plastic. So let's just throw this in there, and then set it to blue plastic, and we'll say lock selection. So now we have 10 blue plastic. And alright, that should get us. So now that we have that, let's go back to pneumatic. And I also did set up over by the village. See, actually right there is another oil deposit. So I went ahead and made another one of those portable tanks, the reinforced ones, and set it up there to go ahead and start getting us more oil, and you know, that way we can get some more of this liquid. And I found another really big deposit over there on the way to the desert, so after that we may end up moving it to there. So, but anyway, now that we've got that, the next thing, the thing we're going to want to be working towards is this assembly I/O unit, and we're going to need a printed circuit board. We're going to need an unassembled PCB. Now these are kind of a pain to get, and the way you're going to get it is you're going to have to, let's see, we don't really want a failed PCB. You're going to have to use green plastic and compressed iron to get your empty PCBs. So let's go ahead and grab another bucket of this LPG and throw it into there, and then we'll switch out. Actually, I'll tell you what, we'll probably, oh my, dang it, my shoot, I was charging up my jetpack and I left it in there, so I can't like oops, can't fly. So alright. And making the PCBs is kind of a pain if you don't know. But let's see, we'll set up we'll just set this up right there, and then we'll just connect it in. Oops. Shoot. We'll just connect it in like this. Where did those tanks go? Okay, that's cool. Okay, I think our tanks are gone for good. I'm under that impression. Oh no, we got them. Never mind. We picked them up somewhere. But anyway, that's going to start heating up. It is going to drop the pressure, if you notice, in our system here, but that's okay, because we don't actually need to run it for very long at all. If you notice, it's already empty now, so we'll go ahead and unattach this, and we'll now set this to make green plastic, and we'll just make 10 of those. And then, let's see, I've got some compressed iron here, and we'll go ahead and put in, shoot, I didn't think about it. I think this is actually set to let me see, wait a second. Okay, right now it's not. No, I want to set the filter. Let me see. Hopper, leave one item per slot. Okay. So let's go ahead and set this. For right now, let's just set it with blue plastic, so it's not going to pull out any of our stuff. And we'll throw in our 10 compressed iron or our 10 green plastic. And this shouldn't take too long, and we'll start seeing it change over. If you notice, there goes the green plastic. And then it's going to start bringing in the iron. Okay, it should be in there now, or coming in there. Now, if you notice, it's starting to turn into PCBs. Oh, we pulled some of the iron into that. Shoot. Okay, let me alternate that. And we're going to say you can only take okay. Let's get our first PCB out of there, and then we should be able to set it up. It's kind of a pain at first until you get some of the stuff to work with and everything. Alright, where's our PCB? Because I saw one turn into a PCB, but we never got it out. Did we? Okay, well, let's just set the filter for now to this. So only blue plastic is allowed out. And then we'll put our green plastic in and our compressed iron. This will be a little bit easier later on once we get certain blocks and stuff. But at the moment, it's kind of a pain. Alright, throw the iron in. There it goes. Chow, and if you notice, it's starting to make those PCBs. And it's done. So, switch this, change over the filter, and then hook this back up. We should start getting our PCBs in here. And we're going to change this to normal hopper. Alright. And we're going to set this to only extract the PCBs. and we're going to go ahead and throw another set in there, because we'll need quite a few of these PCBs. Now if you notice, this is an empty PCB right now, so we're going to have to do some changes to get it to be an actual, good PCB that we can use. And this part is kind of takes a bit of work. We're going to have to get this, let me find it here, right here, this etching acid. And we're going to also have to get a UV light box. So the etching acid is a bucket of water, spider eyes, rotten flesh, gunpowder, and green plastic. So quite a bit of stuff there. Oh, I should have actually saved some of the green plastic. I didn't think about that. But we'll make some more in a second. And then we're also going to need this UV light box, if I can find it. Well, no, here it is. Okay, so this is going to take redstone lamps, pressure tube, a PCB blueprint, and compressed iron. Now this, oh man, I don't remember needing this PCB blueprint. So we're going to have to get an Amazon tablet. What is that? So this Amazon tablet, to craft this we're going to need gray plastic, a GPS tool, and an air canister. Okay, so we're going to need red plastic, redstone torch, diamond. Not too bad. Give me just a second. I'm going to get some more plastic fixed up, because we're actually going to need quite a bit of plastic. Air canisters aren't bad. So we're going to need gray plastic and red plastic, and quite a bit of each. So, yeah, just give me a second. I'm going to get some more of this oil processed, and I'll be back in a minute once we get some, some plastics and stuff. Okay, welcome back. While I was waiting for that plastic to go, I did a little bit of mining and a little bit of combat stuff because nighttime hit. And I got skeletons up to 43, zombies to 19, and endermen to 8. So we're almost to a tier 1 skeleton soul shard. So we're making a little bit of progress. But, so I got that stuff done. I've got this running right now. Building up a bit more of the LPG and whatnot. But we're pretty much wiped out on LPG. Well, we've almost got a bucket back. But, anyway, so I got these plastics. And so that's ready to go. I was trying to see what to do with hemp. I know you can make cactus greens with it, so that's good to know. Alright. So the first thing we're going to want to make, if you recall, is the this, what is it, the Andromeda tablet or something? No, not the seismic sensor. Where's it at? I feel like I'm just like missing it somehow. Well, I know we need the air canister for it, so let's see. Should be, yeah, Amazon tablet. Is it not? Oh, here it is. Okay. So we've got the gray plastic now. We're going to need the air canister, which is just compressed iron, redstone, and pressure tubes. So let's jump down here and grab a little bit of redstone, and I should have everything else. So our air canister, oh, we can't shift click it in there. That's right. Forgot about that. What, like this, and then a pressure tube. Okay. That's got us the air canister, and then we're also going to need this GPS tool. Red plastic, glass panes, diamond, and a redstone torch. So, we're almost out of diamonds. I'm going to have to do some heavy-duty mining between this episode and next, I think. Do we have any glass panes? No? Okay. Well, let me grab that, and let me grab, oops, stick. We'll get our redstone torch made. And then, okay, let's see, GPS tool. Was it like this, this, that, and then, is it gray plastic? No, red plastic, that's right. Okay, and that's got our GPS tool. Now we can just set this up like that, and we have our Amazon tablet. Now we're going to have to charge this thing up to use it. So we're going to need the charging station. Almost forgot about that. It's right here. And it's just bricks, pressure tube, and cobblestone slabs. So let's get a few of these bricks cooking. And change that over. And I'm going to throw... Well, I just had them. Where did those panes go? What in the world? Oh, there they are. I'm just blind, I guess. Cobblestone slabs. Let's grab some pieces of cobblestone. Get that. Get that. Okay. And this charging station is going to let us charge up stuff from Pneumaticcraft. Like the Amazon tablet, also the pneumatic helmet, and quite a few different little things that we can do with this. So we're just going to throw it down. No, it's got to hook up. Oh, shoot. Okay. Okay, let's actually just hook it. No, damn it. I don't want it to hook into the whole redstone signal and all that. Running out of space already. Okay, let's actually just hook it up right there. That works. Okay, and let's actually pull this off for right now because we're not building up a whole lot of pressure. Now the thing about charging up tools with this charging station is the max that it's going to be able to charge is the max pressure that's in here. So it's going to balance this with the pressure that's within you know, our pneumatic system. So alright, we'll let that charge up just a second. Now if we recall, to get our PCB blueprint, empty PCB, or no, we need the UV light box, right? Is what we want. Yeah, so we're gonna need, let's see if we can find the UV light box in here. Here it is. We're gonna need this PCB blueprint. It's 8 emeralds for that. So all this stuff's like new to me. Used to, you just threw it in the light box and let it go and then got your PCB that way. Emeralds. How many emeralds do I have? I've got paradots. Don't have emeralds. Why are seeds in here? Shoot. Shoot. Okay, we need 8 of them. Let's grab these and let's see about maybe just buying some. I know I found at least one, so I probably scanned it. I'm assuming. I don't recall. May not have enough in the system. Okay, yeah. So let's get... These are expensive. I don't like it. Okay. We got our emeralds. I'll get more rubies and paradots. Those aren't really that useful to us right now. And let's go grab our tablet. Okay, so to use this, let me see, we're gonna... Items fluids are picked up and delivered via drones. A pickup drop-off location is required to be specified by right-clicking with the inventory and or tank. So I'm assuming it probably, I'm just guessing in that it probably needs to be outdoors or something where drones can access it. Hopefully I don't need my own drones. Set the item providing location. Okay, so that's set. So if we open this up, we can get our PCB blueprint right here. And problems, no problems. Okay. Order. No, I want to. Oh, you know what? I probably need to maybe put the emeralds into that. Yeah, okay. So we put our emeralds in there in basket 1. Okay. And then we're going to order it. You just right click it and it'll say that it's in the basket. So, no problems at the moment. Now we'll just have to wait for the drone to come in and get it. And if you guys haven't seen drones, they're actually really, really cool. I guess they changed it to this, so it's kind of like the Google drones or something that will bring in our orders and deliver them. So I wonder how long this takes. There it goes. See, the little drone just came and got the emeralds, and he left us the PCB blueprint. So now that we've got that, we can make our light box. Finally. Feels like a lot of work to get it. But we're going to need some redstone lamps. So let's make those just really, really quick. Just 3 of those. So 12, 12. And there's that, and we'll put our PCB blueprint, our pressure tube, and our compressed iron. And that gets us our UV light box. What a quest it has been for that, I tell you. Alright, and then we're going to hook this up. Well, not there. Where does it... There we go. So now we have that, and it's going to start filling up with pressure. And to get our PCBs now, we're going to put just this empty PCB into the UV light box. And it is going to take it a little while to etch this. Say 1% and 2%. And it's going to get faster as our pressure builds back up, but we've added a couple machines into this. But now the next step that we want to do in order to actually use this PCB, because it's gonna increase the percentage chance, and the higher that we get that, like basically we could pull that PCB out right now and do what we need to do with it, and it would have a 6% chance to actually succeed. But that's really not ideal because it's not a quick process at all. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get ourselves a bucket of this etching acid. That's going to be the next step, and that's where the PCBs are going to go after they reach, you know, in our case 100% is what we're going to aim for. So to do that, we're going to get a couple spider eyes. What all is it? Rotten flesh, gunpowder, and green plastic. So we've got our green plastic. Rotten flesh is not an issue. Gunpowder is not an issue. And then the last thing that we're going to need is just a water bucket. So let's actually look what all else. Oh, we can get our assembly programs that way. We can get emeralds with oil and diesel and whatnot. Bread, eyes vendor. Yeah, so it's pretty much just a villager, like on the fly kind of thing. So it's kind of nice. The stuff is a little bit expensive, but of course that's villagers in general. So alright, okay, here's my tank, and we'll get that, and then let's just set this up for now. Let's change up our filter to say item name begins with and what is it, bucket of etching acid bucket. Okay, so we're just going to say etch, and that's going to filter items only things that start with etch can be removed, which is probably how we should have been doing it in the first place, but it slipped my mind. And we'll throw all this in there together, and we can watch it all get dropped in there. And if you notice, it's not getting pulled out because it doesn't start with etch. And let's see how our UV light box is going. I do notice they did speed it up a little bit, it seems like, but it's still really slow. And the next part of it is even slower. And to get where we want to go with this, we are going to need even more of this stuff, so fun times. Like even more of these PCBs. But luckily you only need 1 bucket of etching acid, and that's going to take care of everything that you need. So, alright, so our bucket is done. And now we can take this, drop it in there, and so we have a little bit of etching acid. Now in order to continue with this, we're going to want to wait till this is 100%. So, I'm going to cut right there, and I'll be back to just wrap this up here in just a minute. Okay, welcome back. I was just charging back up my pick because I did a little bit of mining between cuts while I was waiting for that UV light box to finish up. And I would suggest whenever a PCB gets done, go ahead and throw another one in there because you know, you're going to want this going constantly. Now this is up to 100% now, which, like I said, you don't have to do that, but I'd suggest it. I'd wait a little bit longer to get a better chance, because this part does take a little bit, but you're just going to throw your PCB into that etching acid. And it's going to take it a little while to etch it, and I'll show you in just a second you know, how you can kind of tell and everything. But I'm going to plug that back up, and I kind of let the pressure build up for a minute, and then I plug that up and use up some of the pressure, and then I'll pull it back out. And that way we can kind of build up. And I did notice that you can actually use these other liquids to make the LPG. You can break them down into the LPG component. So, you know, if we don't want to use that for fuel or whatever, we can make extra LPG just by breaking it down. Oh, shoot. So if we pull this up now, etching progress is 26%. So it actually doesn't take nearly as long as I remember it taking before. We're already 1/4 of the way done with it. So we'll let that kind of charge up, or etch, I guess. And once we get that, we can start making these assembly platforms. Now these are somewhat expensive. You'll need these pneumatic cylinders, cannon barrels. We'll have to make safety tube modules. So let's go ahead and make some of that stuff. The cannon barrels. And I'll show you how the safety tube modules work as well while we're waiting for that to process. So let's make ourselves, we'll make a bit of these gauges actually, because we'll end up needing them, I'm sure. And let me see, to make the cannon barrel, the safety tube module, we're going to need levers and just pressure tubes. So not too bad. Let's make ourselves, tell you what, I should have a bunch of wood in here. Let's just make a bunch of levers because it's something that we're going to need a bit of as time goes on. And it's one of those things, you might as well just craft up a bunch of them when you go to craft them. So, alright. So let's get ourselves a bit of these safety modules, and there they are. And I have that backwards, of course. So what you can do with these is you can let's see, where do we want to plug this up? We'll put it right there. So what's going to happen is if this pressure tube starts filling up with air pressure, this thing's going to release any excess and that way it'll keep it from blowing up, but you'll also just be losing the energy. So ideally you'll want something like this redstone setup or something. This isn't ideal, but this works for now. But you'll want to keep from this going off, but in the event that it does, it'll save you from your machines or pipes or whatever blowing up and causing you more of an issue than just using one of those. So they're pretty useful. You'll definitely want to put some on your stuff, on your pipes and whatnot. Now keep in mind that just because there's a safety tube module right here doesn't mean the pipes might not blow up right here or something. So if I put like a bunch of speed upgrades in these two compressors, it's going to be producing so much air that it's not going to be moving through the pipe quick enough. It's going to have a buildup right there, and it's going to cause that pipe to explode. So you still got to be careful. Even if you have one or two of these in your system, you still got to watch it. But luckily you can look anywhere. So like right here we have, say, a 3.6 pressure bar, and the max pressure on these pipes is 5. Over here is a 3.4. Right here is 3.7. So you can kind of just look with any eye and be able to tell. Like right there is only a 3.1. So we know that this joint right here is where the most pressure builds up as the system builds up with pressure and whatnot. So keep that in mind. Now this should be done. Yeah. So now we have an unassembled PCB. I'm not going to continue on this episode making all this because there's quite a bit to all this. But next episode we'll cover the assembly setup and everything, and actually start getting into a bit better stuff. Like ideally I want to get the elevator set up, which we honestly have the mats set up for that, that we could do it, but we'll want to get into the advanced compressors and things like that. And next episode we might look into the pneumatic helmet and everything, but we want to get a better way to process our circuit boards, and so that's what we're working on right now. Instead of having to etch them in that acid, we want to make it quicker, and next episode we'll set up that assembly platform and everything. And I think you guys are really going to like that, because to me that's when Pneumaticcraft starts getting exciting, is when you get into the assembly platform, and also of course the elevators and the drones, which you saw a little bit of this episode. I think they're pretty cool as well. And Pneumaticcraft just looks good, I feel like, when you see it in action and everything, and it has some of the coolest blocks in my opinion. So, but we'll get into all that next episode. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I know it took a little while to get into it. They've changed up the progression with Pneumaticcraft and made it's a bit harder, but I feel like it works a bit better, because before it could have been one episode and we could have been in Pneumaticcraft doing the assembly platform and stuff. So I feel like they made it a little bit more work, and I think it works out better for the mod. So I definitely like the changes that they've done. But anyway, if you have any questions about what we've done so far, you need something explained a little bit more, let me know. I know this mod's, I know not a lot of people use it generally, at least in my experience on servers and stuff. So if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Yeah. So until next episode, though, take care. And if you enjoyed this, please, comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's very, very much appreciated. And I hope to see you next episode.